again, Westpac Rescue 1 landing, North Shore Hospital, Kansas.
Finally, the team have reached hospital, where Warwick will receive immediate medical care for his decompression illness.
Warwick getting a full workup and assessment of the resus, and they'll decide whether he needs to go through the Navy recompression centre or not. So there's a bit of working up to do yet, but generally speaking, he looks fine. Yeah, stable in flight, no dramas, so it's good.
Sharp scratch in your left arm, all right?
In the small farming community of Tomarata, Dr. Andrew and paramedic Marcel are still trying to ensure that Alex is stable enough to transport to hospital.
And we want to maybe draw up some more morphine. Is morphine adequate at this stage?
I think if he needs more, we'll use
ketamine,
just because I worry about his respiratory drive.
Yep.
Given the fact that he's got a chest injury with him.
Sounds good.
Waiting anxiously for news on her husband's condition is wife Christine.
So it looks like one of his lungs has partially collapsed. He's probably got a few broken ribs. We're just going to leave him as he is in terms of any other interventions on his chest. We're not going to put any big tubes in or anything. If he needs that later, they'll do that at the hospital. But we have the capacity to do that should his lung collapse further and his breathing becomes a problem.
Marcel has helped to reassure Christine, who was there when Alex was thrown from the horse.
He was getting on a horse that we know has been a bit naughty, and we wanted to work it out why he was actually doing what he's doing. And Alex, being a really good rider, he was all kitted out for it, got on, and he didn't even have a chance to take 2 steps. The horse just went into a bronco fit. So he had no hope of staying on, basically.
Let's click down, yeah.
All Christine can do now is look on and hope that her husband will be okay.
1, 2, 3, up. Doing well there, Alex. Yep.
No problem going.
Yep. So we'll come right in, Paul. Fantastic team.
This is another flight that will have to be done at a very low level to maximise the patient's well-being.
Happy lift. Let's go around. Up it up.
Six weeks later, Alex Buchanan is back home on his farm, working with the animal that almost took his life.
Come on, boy.
But his passion for horses started at a very early age.
Before we moved up here, I was on a big place where no motorbikes were, where it was just horse and dog every day. And that was your life. This is a purebred Spanish horse. Called Darcy. I've been a competitive rider. Polo was a lot of my life. So it was just horses all the time.
But a normal day breaking in a horse went terribly wrong.
Well, I just led the horse in here and put a mounting block beside him and climbed on him, and then sort of hadn't got properly anchored in the saddle, and he just let rip.
Alex was thrown heavily to the ground and suffered significant injuries.
I had 3 broken ribs and a punctured lung. I was 2 weeks in hospital. I was in there for 5 days before they could drain any fluid out of my lungs, and it was risks of getting pneumonia in the other lung and different medical things, I suppose.
And he knows that without people on the ground to help, things could have been a lot worse.
It can happen anywhere with horses, and I could have been just doing it on my own and nobody around, and wouldn't have been found to a later date, and it would have been too late,
The ambulance guys were amazing. They had him straight on in bed with morphine on because the pain was getting really bad at that stage. And they made a decision quite quickly to get the helicopter. And these guys just landed on the roundabout, and away he went. And if that hadn't happened, he would not have survived, I'm absolutely certain. So, we can be really grateful for all the help we get out here.
Warwick was admitted to the North Shore Hyperbaric Chamber, where he received treatment for his decompression illness and has made a full recovery. George went into surgery to stop the bleeding in both arms. He spent 2 days in hospital and was later released. For Christine and Alex, they are just glad to have the support in such a remote area.
And I mean, it's all lovely living out in the Wops and farming and not having to live in a city, but these things happen. And we rely on the rescue helicopter. And lucky we have them 20 minutes away, which is pretty amazing.
Coming up, a teenage boy has dived headfirst off a wharf into shallow water and is now unable to move.
Can you feel me touching the soles of his feet? Yeah, so you can't feel any of that, eh?
A young woman with multiple medical conditions is suffering possible internal bleeding.
Red,
Blood, yeah.
bright red blood.
And a Sunday drive goes terribly wrong when a woman is partly scalped
Basically, she's been scalped from the back here.
and the rescue team are pushed to the limit in Code 1.
We'll take care of everything, okay?
In Mission 1, the emergency crew were en route to help a teenage boy suffering possible paralysis. 18-year-old Iveni Polata is unable to move his lower limbs after diving headfirst into shallow water from a wharf. He's located at the popular East Coast beach of Maraitai, 5 minutes flying time from Auckland. After a short flight from base, the team begin their descent to the scene.
Just on the sand here, Johnny. Got him. Okay, on the sand will do. Doors back and locked. I clear out. You clear out. I'll just shut down.
Hey.
How are you, buddy? Come on in. This gentleman's dived off the wharf. He's gone head first into the sand. He's got no feeling from the nipple line down
Oh, really?
to
Okay.
sharp and dull sensation.
Yeah.
Doesn't speak much English at all.
All right.
He said he wants to put his head up.
Oh, no, he can't. Is that because it's sore?
Yeah.
All right, we'll give him some pain relief. Is he allergic to any medication? No. Cool. Now, I just need to have a feel. Can you squeeze my hands all right? Can you squeeze my hands? Squeeze my hands really tight. Squeeze. Squeeze my hands.
Thank you.
I need to see. You can't squeeze it?
Iveni is showing signs of a severe spinal injury, which has already paralyzed him throughout his lower body.
Can you feel me touching his the soles of his feet? Yeah, so you can't feel any of that, eh?
No, bilateral weakness.
Iveni's mother and family members wait anxiously outside the ambulance, unaware of just how serious his injury may be.
Can you feel that when I'm touching on his legs? Any feeling there? Any there? No. No, okay. So T4 down, yeah, nothing. So Rob, definitely no feeling down T4. Hard to assess whether he's got any sensation in his upper limbs, but we'll find out when he's putting a drip in. Did he feel that? Probably not.
Did he feel the needle going in his hand?
No.
He didn't. Thank you.
In Mission 2, the Auckland Emergency Response Team are being tasked to assist a young woman with multiple medical problems that could get rapidly worse. 19-year-old Darian Nepe Adler is in severe pain after vomiting blood and needs an urgent airlift to hospital. She's located on a rural property, 20 minutes flying time east of Auckland at Port Jackson.
So we're just flying to Coromandel at the moment. There's a 19-year-old female. She's recently had surgery to one of her kidneys and she's vomiting blood. That's all the information that we've got. It sounds like it potentially could be quite serious.
Okay, so it should be in about our 2 o'clock.
Yep, that's it.
1.9k.
You got a vehicle to get you up the road?
AFib.
Roger. I'll come down the gully.
Okay. Closest object will be out on your 7 o'clock, Steph.
You know you're well clear?
Touching.
We're down.
Right out.
With nowhere near the house suitable to land, they've touched down 1 kilometre from the patient.
So I guess, Steph, we've got to think about DKA.
Yeah.
Would give recurrent vomiting. The pain could be sepsis trigger.
Just need to think about how we're going to get it back to the chopper. Let's just take what we think we'll need, which will be the 2 packs and a monitor.
I'll take that.
Hello, I'm Stefan. We've got David here.
Hello.
Hi.
This is Darian.
Hey, Darian.
Hi, Darian.
Come out of the car about 45 minutes ago and got quite severe sharp left loin pain. She's had 3 to 4 days of dysuria. She has type 1 diabetes, her blood glucose is 24.6, heart rate is 100, blood pressure is 170. Her abdomen's soft, but she's got quite severe loin tenderness, normal bowel sounds. She also has a history of Crohn's and bowel malrotation.
Darian has multiple complicating medical factors, but paramedic Stefan Gabor's main concern is whether she has any internal bleeding.
Have you been vomiting? Anything unusual about the vomit?
Black.
Actually, if you have a
Black?
Black vomit
I might
with
use
food.
that.
It's outside.
Okay. When did you last pass a bowel motion? And was that normal or was that different?
Yeah.
Red?
Yeah.
Bright red blood? Okay, I'll just grab your wrist if I may. Okay, sweetheart.
It's not looking good for Darian. At Maraitai Beach, friends and family of 18-year-old Aiveni Polata are very concerned for his future after he cracked his neck diving from a wharf into shallow water.
He walked all the way to the wharf, and then he wanted to chop it from the top of the wharf to down to the sea, and then I think he his head, and then he can't feel anything from there. Yeah, and then he can't breathe as well.
How did you guys get him off out of the water?
He was just floating on top of the water, and then his brother-in-law went to pull him up. They thought he was playing around, but they went and pulled him out of the water, and they were like talking to him, and that's when he responded, and he said he couldn't feel anything.
Okay.
So they just pulled
So he
him
was
out. And
knocked out as well, I guess.
Well, we're not sure.
Yeah.
Did he respond straight away when your family got to him? Did he
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
So we're just worried that the way you've fallen into the water, you know, with the neck pain, that you could have a neck injury and obviously a spinal injury as well, with obviously the loss of sensation. So it's very important that we're very careful moving him and keeping him in line, and keep the collar on is very important. I know he wants to sit up, but he can't because that could make the injury worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, because he was saying he wanted to.
Yeah.
1960.
Okay, that's right. We'll just squeeze that through, and I can give him some Adderall and all. That's fine.
All the team can do is prevent any further damage to the spine during transport to hospital.
Okay, I'm going, yeah?
But it's not easy for Aiveni,
Okay, stop.
who has succumbed to the reality of the situation.
Can you tell him it's very important during the flight that he keeps his head down? He cannot lift his head up because otherwise he'll be paralysed. Yeah. Well, he's already has problems, so.
At a remote farmhouse near Port Jackson, 19-year-old Dorian Nepi-Adler is battling severe internal pain.
Is it the pain? Yeah, is it constant or does it come in waves? It comes in waves, okay. Hopefully get on top of this pain for you, all right, sweetheart? Not much fun, is it?
The medics will need to use a combination of strong analgesia and anti-nausea medication to ensure she is stable enough to fly.
Let's make a plan. Fluids, pain relief, transport, monitoring.
So can you just pop down 2.5 milligrams of morphine?
That's great. So what we'll do is we'll very slowly, we'll just move some of this kit, sit you on the side of the bed here, and we'll see how you are. You ready? Hold my hand. There you go. All right, and slowly sit yourself up. David, do you want to just take Darian's legs, and I will just slowly just sit her up. That's it. Well done. There you go. Just sit there for a second.
Okay. If you need to, you can lean back.
How you doing? You all right? Let's move you a little bit more towards the edge of the bed.
Where hands to help.
Good. Okay. Well done.
And you're doing great.
Here we go. Now, close this stretcher this way.
Yep.
That's it. You're doing well. We've got you there.
Good stuff.
That's it.
Dorian's partner is very concerned
We'll be over soon, okay?
and is trying hard to reassure her that she'll be okay.
Thank you.
In Mission 3, the Whitianga-based Hilo is en route to the scene of a high-speed car crash. 36-year-old Cassandra Howell has rolled her car, and the on-scene medic reports that she has sustained a major head injury. 15 minutes flying time south of Whitianga near Pairoa.
Yeah, so we're just out of Whitianga today. We've been told there's a serious patient there that's suffered we'll call a traumatic brain injury or a head injury. Unsure of age or sex at the moment, but sounds quite serious and sounds like it needs to go to hospital ASAP. Ambulance and fire on scene, so we're expecting the patient to be pretty well packaged up, ready to go. So if that's the case, we'll do a hot load.
Oh, here we go. Here's our little scene down here. Okay.
Looks like they have closed the road.
Yep.
Do you think in road or you think it's paddock?
Yeah, no, I reckon road's all right.
Right door's back to 10. Power lines are your main obstacle.
Yep. Yeah, they're well clear and we'll be under them.
And you're well clear, right?
Clear to ground on the left.
Hey, that's all good.
Cleared out.
Cleared out.
Lock-ons.
All right, so yeah, we're just going to go and assess the patient who's rolled his vehicle in this paddock here. Hello.
This is Cassandra. So basically she's been scalped from the back here, right up to here.
Okay, yep.
The whole back is pushed
Big
up.
flat, yep. Okay.
Complaining obviously of severe head pain at the back.
Sure.
Unknown if it's related to any spinal spine.
Scalping is an incredibly traumatic injury that requires urgent surgery. The concern is, the longer the damaged tissue is without adequate blood flow, the more chance it has of dying.
We're going to take you in the helicopter now, okay? So you just need to lie there and stay nice and still for us. We'll take care of everything, okay?
But hopefully, they'll make it in time to avoid irreversible damage. Near Pairoa, time is running out for Cassandra Howell, who needs surgery as soon as possible to re-establish the blood flow to the damaged tissue to the back of her head.
All the scalp is curled up, so the longer that's curled, you know what dead tissue.
Yep, sure.
Paramedic Russell and crewman Richard have managed to get Cassandra into the chopper in less than 10 minutes after touchdown. giving her every chance of getting to hospital in time.
All right, so 5 PB, I'm in the right-hand seat, facing out.
Ready?
Here, subscores to the left, power lines. And the tree in your 1 o'clock.
Okay.
You're clear in your 3.
You're securing that gate.
Open.
And coming up.
Tails been the tree.
Ready.
This is Cassandra today. She's had a high-speed motor vehicle accident where she's gone through a fence and her car's ended up upside down. The main reason we're taking her by helicopter is not so much of the head injury itself. We are also concerned about the flap at the back of her head not getting enough blood or oxygen, so it'll start dying.
Hopefully the quick response of the rescue team has made a difference.